most problematic things which I feel in today's scenario is when a person cannot communicate his or her thoughts clearly. And it is not limiting to the job profile which we want to achieve or which we presently are working in. It's more about your own personal self and self respect also at times, because we lose our confidence so easily just because in absence of this skill. Am I right or wrong? Happens, right? Even if we have lots of knowledge, at times we are not able to speak up at the right moment. And when we are ready, the opportunity we have already missed. Happens a lot of time. And with my experience, I can tell you the best way is to work on yourself day in and out. Because this chance we are not gonna get anytime soon. Okay? We are supposed to act now. Okay, otherwise what will happen is at the age of like Saurabh, right, at your age you should be a perfect in this field. Why? Because thereafter, years and years when they pass by, you will have lack of confidence and that will affect your personality negatively. All right, so ये चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए. Okay, you are supposed to work on it. And in today's class, like first a small introduction on of me. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Divya Gaur. Many of you might be knowing me through Instagram, right? And I'm playing my second innings my way. In my first innings, I was an army officer, served for 20 years in Indian Army, and thereafter I'm earning pension also. So that is why I'm taken care of by the society, I would say, by the government, I would say, and that is why in my second innings, I wish to give back to the society in my way. All right, whatever I have learned in life, my experiences should be shared with the people who get benefited out of it, right? That is my mindset, and the more I learn and the happier I become, that is one of my key personality aspects, you can say. So I'm always open for learning, right? So just a small intro of me, and then we go ahead with today's class, and that is about communication. See, communication is not speaking only in English, right? It is not limiting to that. Communication is about an emotion. It is supposed to be your feelings which you can express easily to other person, and the person is able to comprehend that. Okay, and that feeling can be in any language. At times, communication can be a sign language also. So don't make it so complicated. The only thing is, see, when we are small, right? Maybe a year or a 2-year-old child. We have seen that in our society also. We don't have to talk about foreign land here. Okay. How our children learn Hindi language so easily, or for that matter, any mother tongue so easily? Do they learn grammar of Hindi? No, no. No. They listen to people what they are saying and they imitate, don't they? Saurabh?
Yes, sir.
You must have picked up Hindi in case that is your mother tongue. You must have picked up Hindi. व्याकरण सीखी थी आपने छोटे में. उससे पहले आपने बोलना सीखा था, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But whereas, what happens in our Indian schools in English? What happens? When we go to a school, what do? They teach us ABCD, they teach us grammar, they complicate the subject so much that the main thing, which is spoken English, they keep it at bay. And that is why that fear has always been in our minds that we are not fluent in English. More than fluency, it is about clarity. Like if I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking in English, I'm not translating it. All right. And that is why I'm being constantly speaking my thoughts easily in any language for that matter. At times, Saurabh, when I take SSB classes, I switch on to Hindi and English so comfortably that people do not understand that I'm like lacking somewhere, or is it I'm struggling for some word or something. It is natural, spontaneous. And when you go to SSB also, they don't mind you taking Hindi words in between, right? Or they don't want you to use flowery language or very high vocabulary. All right. What do they want from you is that you should be comfortable while speaking and delivering your opinions and thoughts. That is all. Okay. And that is a skill which you'll have to learn. I learned it too after my school. And somehow I used to watch so many English series, but then when it came to speaking, I used to lack. And then there was no one to tell me that how to do it, right? But there are so many techniques which will help you in practicing this skill in the right manner, so that this aptitude of spoken English, all right, of communicating in the right way will automatically come into you, seep into you, in fact. All right. So should we start with the screen sharing? Everyone ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's get cracking. Okay, so this is a welcome note. Thereafter, here I'm talking to you about understanding English, which I feel at the initially only I asked everyone in the group that everyone understands English, right? And there's no one like in this class who feel that they are not able to understand it. So understanding is not a problem. That means you understand English, matlab you know English, right? So knowledge is not what is lacking here. Okay, because communication is not about using heavy vocabulary. It is about understanding each other and speaking in such a manner that the other person understands what you're communicating. Okay, आपकी बातें समझ पा रहा है, that is communication. Okay, and it is always two way. That is why it is communication. It is not one sided. So जो मैं बोलूं मैं ये इंश्योर करूं कि वो आपको समझ में आए, and जो आप बोले वो मैं सुनूं, that is communication. All right, so we are working on this aspect, so be very clear. Okay, it's not about using cool fancy English, it's about speaking in such words that the other person is able to grasp it. All right, it's not like Shashi Tharoor wale dekhe hain aapne, heavy vocabulary, too fast. If I start talking too fast, you will not be able to grasp it, bachcho. So that is why don't complicate it. Don't follow those people who are very fast in talking, because that is they're just saying for the heck of it, but the other person is not able to understand. Right? And in going for job interviews or going for SSB interviews, you need to speak in certain manner, which I'm gonna cover in this class. All right? So now, if you already understand English, that is what I'm trying to tell you. Communication issue is not about your English. It's about thinking issue. It's about speaking, and it is about building confidence in you. All right? Thinking as in you are not thinking in the right manner. Our brain is actually wired up, the pattern which we do every day, the thoughts which we play in our mind every day, our mind starts wiring accordingly. Okay, but if we think always in our mother tongue, it will refrain from a change. So what you need to do is start thinking in English, and yes, it is possible. Okay, for those of you who are saying, ma'am, how is this possible? Yes, you can train your mind. See, there are a lot of brain exercises. There are a lot of other things also. But for learning to think in English, the crux is you start doing it from today, from now. Whatever you're grasping, what is happening around you, you're supposed to speak back to your mind first properly. Matlab, you are supposed to speak out loud so that your brain is able to hear it. Okay. And then thereafter, it will become a habit by which you do not have to speak from your mouth. However, the thoughts are running in your mind in English only. Okay, this is a first step which you should do. Second step is start speaking. Practice more. Make yourself vulnerable. Speak in front of first a mirror, then a smaller community, maybe your family members, then your friends, and then spread your community, spread your audience. Okay, then it can be your classroom, and then further on a public stage. Okay, a public speaking scenario. This, if you go gradually, will build your confidence. If I tell you tomorrow you're supposed to take a lecture and the audience would be around 100 odd, that will break your confidence. Confidence is built up step by step. All right, one at a time. Ace one thing, then move to the second thing, then ace it, then move to the third thing. All right, so that is how you are supposed to build your confidence. All right, now there are various techniques in which I'll be talking to you about in this lecture. All right, about how you can change or get hold of communication. Okay, this is a technique, right? So there are certain communication is we can master it by practicing few of the techniques here. All right, so for those of you who are noting it down, not needed, because I'm gonna share this PPT with you in the group itself. All right, so just focus on the screen. Okay, focus on the various techniques, and in case you're not able to get it, please stop me there and then. All right, and whatever questions are there in your mind, please note them down so that in the end of the session you are free to ask me questions on based on this. All right, so the first technique would be describing technique. Describing as in, if I forget a word, okay, I'm gonna train myself that I'm not gonna stop my communication while describing that word. Some people do, they forget name of a person, or they forget something like a word called restaurant, which is given an example here, right? So what do? They fumble, or they say, that word, no, it is not coming to my mind, so sorry. oh God, what now? Do not have to do that. What do you do? There is another technique by which you are supposed to describe that word or use a substitute word and move on. All right? Don't stop because you forgot a word, right? Sound very simple to you, but then half of the people have this problem. Okay? And this is a very simple word like restaurant. People forget heavier words. All right? And that is why they don't want to sound stupid. So what do? They keep stuck. They keep stuck at that situation, trying to think that exact word, and they miss out the opportunity of showing their smartness. So that time, just explain it. Like if you forget a word restaurant, the way this PPT is explaining you is it's a place where people go to eat food. So how you're gonna say, okay, yesterday we had gone to that place where people go to eat food together. We had a lot of fun. In fact, after that, we did not stop there only. We went for shopping also. So this is how you have moved on. You have not stopped because restaurant, if you forget that word, move on. Okay. So such like you're supposed to do in your life also, you're supposed to practice. Even if you do not forget at that moment. But if you practice this technique a lot, so what will happen? That fear which is there in your mind, that what if I forget a word in front of anyone if I'm trying to speak to them? That fear will move away. Because yes, now I'm confident. Even if I forget a word, I'll describe it or else I'll use a similar word which has a similar meaning. All right. Then the second technique is short route thinking, which I've hinted you in the beginning itself, which is something you're supposed to train your mind to stop thinking in the mother tongue or Hindi if it is, and straight away think in English. Because if you think in other language and then translate it into English, what happens is there is a delay. And because of this delay, a fear sets in you. Okay, and just एक छोटा सा anxiousness, anxiety, fear की वजह से what happens is you fumble or you panic. So guys, you're supposed to train your mind to start directly thinking in English if that is your communication language where you want to work on. And how do you do that? Which I've said earlier, start giving instructions to your mind in English. Whatever is happening around you, repeat it loud enough. That means पूरे घर को नहीं सुनाना, alright? कि मैं चिल्ला के बोल रही हूँ. It's something like loud enough so that you can hear it. Okay? And this is how your brain will understand कि this guy wants business now. This guy wants to listen only to English. Okay? And I have to follow this person. Okay? Because what happens on the contrary, हम अपने दिमाग की सुनते हैं. Right? Rather than making our brain think to our requirements, हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं सुनता. वो भाई साहब बोलता है यार बैठे रहो, यार कुछ मत करो, और एल्स यार यूज योर सिंपल हिंदी, यार हिंदी इज सो मच फन, everyone understands it, why to use English? This is our subconscious mind telling us to do every now and then. We are supposed to take control of it, change its thinking, and then let it work according to our wishes. And this is practical thing which psychology also says. All right, so don't take this lightly. This is the first step actually, right? So if you are hungry, so you're not supposed to say it in Hindi, मुझे भूख लग रही है. No, speak it loud. I'm hungry right now. I should look for some food in the kitchen. Maybe mother has cooked something for me. Okay, should I check in the fridge? This is what I'm conversing with myself. People might make fun of you guys. Okay, your siblings or maybe elders, they might say, what are you trying to do here? Trust me, they'll not understand, but they will see the transformation in you after a month. Okay, so give yourself this chance. Like if, and in case it is possible, speak to your family members also in English. Avoid speaking Hindi. For that matter, for 1 month you're supposed to be very strict with yourself, and automatically you will see a transformation. This shortcut route. Okay, and then there is a third technique. You know what it is? Pardon yourself for your mistakes if you have done. All right, mistakes are always welcome, but you should not stop. Silence is not means you should not stop trying. Try hard. If it is not working, try harder, I would say. All right, but then do it every time. Like we tend to get back to our native language, right? It is connected to our emotion also. गुस्सा आ रहा है, we try and tend to speak in Hindi. खुशी हो रही है, we try and explain that in Hindi only. Why? Because our emotions and feelings are also getting connected with one language. You are supposed to change that pattern and connect your emotions and feelings with English. That is how it has to be. And in that process, you will make mistakes. Everyone is tend to make mistakes. Do not get hyper. Do not get worried. But then don't stop there. Keep doing it. Keep working on yourself. Keep working on these techniques. All right. Start speaking whatever is happening around. Whatever you're thinking, start speaking properly out loud. All right. And thereafter, your mind will start speaking in English. And at times, it will be so much that you will be thinking, yeah, my mind always keeps thinking in English. What has happened to me? Okay. After a month, this is going to happen. Okay. So, what after that? Okay. Another technique, catch and flip. What is catch and flip? Almost to the same describing technique. Okay, here, what do we do? If you forget a word, replace it. If I'm forgetting headphone, I'll say, I use that device to listen privately. Okay. If I want a calculator and forget the word calculator, I'll say, I need that machine for calculation purpose. He'll understand it's calculator, right? But then do not sound confused in front of others. Your personality, whatever you are showing, is in your hands. At times, we are very, very comfortable, you know. मैं वापस आ रही हूँ, screen share हटा रही हूँ, so that you guys can understand. I am able to know that you guys are listening carefully or not. Okay. At times, we have accepted our personality this way, that we are meek, we are weak, right? Meek hai, weak hai, we are like submissive, okay? We lack confidence. We keep repeating it to ourselves so very much that we are okay thinking that we are like that. No. Okay?
Yes.
You're supposed to give up that habit of yours. Feel as if I am a responsible person. I'm gonna take charge of everything. I'm gonna change my life the way I want to because I am the boss. Okay? Transform it.
Yes,
don't think that way. Kia, someone is gonna come and help me because I always seek help from others. Change that perspective of yours. Anya should feel that I am part of this universe. I'm supposed to grow and upskill myself every time. And for that, if in case someone asks help for me, I should be ready. For that, Anya will, every day, she will, you can say, polish herself, polish her skills. Be it communication, be it her own subject matter which she's studying. Like Saraswati is into teaching job. She will start working out so much that she would be the person whom everyone will approach. Ma'am, please help me. Your teaching style is so wonderful. Children are appreciating you all the time. What best we can do. So rather than you going to others and asking for help, you should build up a personality in such a manner that people will come and approach you. All right?
Yeah, sure.
And it is possible. The only thing is here the scenario we are supposed to change. Okay? From believing ourselves that we are not up to the mark, from that level, you're supposed to come up to that level that we are and we are there to help others now. Okay? Raise your own bar, raise your own platform. It is very important. Okay? Mindset change, बहुत ज़रूरी है. Things will follow up. All right? Going back to sharing the screen again. If the screen share doesn't work well, please then and there you can tell me. So catch and flip we have already worked on. So what is power chunks? This is technique number 5. You know what it is? Chunks is something a group of words. How do you use them? Yeah? Anyone? Anyone who has read this will be able to tell me. Come on.
And like we are starting any sentence, before that we say something, a group of words that makes a sentence. We say that so we can initiate the sentence or that we want to say.
Wonderful.
Like we are talking on a subject. So topic came and I said, let me think. I will tell you what's the topic about.
One more thing. It's something like it's also beautifying the language. Ye jewels and language game, right? How we can sound more polished, you can say, more professional by using these power chunks, a group of words. And you know, it is not only about beautifying the language or trying to show that we are smart in our spoken skills. You know, what is the main reason of using power chunks in communication? Guess what?
To sound effective.
Yeah, anyone? Any more responses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to add some valuable points. Like to add some valuable words.
Okay.
It reflects the thinking.
Who has a problem of taking time while they're thinking? Someone mentioned while we were talking earlier in the class that they need some time to figure out their next line. Happens? So these power chunks help you to give you 2-3 seconds of a time for your brain to articulate or to form up the second sentence, especially in a scenario where it is a group discussion or a lecture. Okay, so here things are knowledge based. So whatever, yeah, Saurabh.
But the lecture is of 3 or 4 minutes. If we say
It is of 3 minutes. But Saurabh, they do not want you to race. Trust me, in a lecturate also, the one who is able to speak gracefully in a proper pattern, all right, using such power chunks, okay, that person is visible more rather than a person who is like racing away like a speedy train. Because what happens? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Then what's the maximum amount of time one can take by using the power chunks?
Yes, it is giving time to your brain. Okay. And so that you sound still knowledgeable, professional. Okay. And it doesn't give you any scare. And moreover, power chunks also take the place of fillers. You know what are fillers? Some bad fillers would be, okay, must have heard. At times we also do subconsciously, right? So rather than using those fillers, you can use power chunks, give yourself some time to think and bring out a better sentence, better structured sentence, right? At times we feel ना कि ये sentence हमें थोड़ा अच्छे से बोलना चाहिए था पर मैंने कुछ गड़बड़ कर दिया. Why? Because just a matter of 2 or 3 seconds, you could have phrased this sentence in a different manner, right? उसको differently phrase कर देते. All right? So this is important. So just do not think that power chunks is only about sounding professional or trying to impress someone. It's not that. It is for you. All right?